welcome to this video. My name is Nina, and in today's video, you might be wondering, Nina, why is there a video? Why is there not a stream? Why are you not live right now? Well, that is because I'm out of town, so I'm coming at you with another speed build, and it's a grand one to make up for my not being there-ness. Because today we are going to be building an abandoned factory / power plant, I guess. So yeah, let me show you my map, because this is actually the last part, like the last chunk where there's no terraforming, so I'm excited to fill it up, you know. So yeah, without further ado, let's just start. I already started. So I started off by building this cliff up and right like against the back of the island, and we are going to be adding 5 rows in front of each other. So this is going to be 5 blocks deep. I'm not exactly sure how wide the factory building is going to be, because the back cliff there is going to be the factory, and then in front here we will have a little viewing point, and at that point I was not sure whether I was going to do a natural cliff, but in the end we will do and kind of transform this into a building that you can then climb on top of to get a good view of the factory that lies behind it. And yeah, I'm really excited to share this with you. My goodness, where's my mouth again? Because this has been on my mind for weeks and months, and I have been excited to build something like this for such a long time. So I'm excited to finally get it off my brain, off my chest, I guess. And share this with you. So then when I got this little chunk done right at the back here, I also added a second tier cliff and added some custom designs on top. We will change these later for some different ones that you will see in a sec for the other side, because this one and then also on the left side we will be adding some chimneys to give it like an actual feel of a factory or like a power plant. Also, let me know in the end if you feel like it's like whether you feel like it's looking more like a power plant or a factory, because I would love to know what you think, if there's even a difference. I don't know. But yeah, then I started plastering this cliff top with these beautiful brick paths that I just love so much, and since I have found them, I cannot stop using them. And yeah, they are just beautiful, and I feel like they really fit for this like kind of top of the factory building thing. And I kind of just wish that there was like a customization of the brick oven that was more similar to this. So Nintendo, can you maybe add that to the wish list, and maybe, you know, then grant that wish for when Brewster comes out, please? Please. No, but then I covered these little clips with some simple panels. I also added this bunk bed next to it. You could also use a loft desk with bed, but I decided to go with this one because it fits this metal thing that I decided to go for, to go on top of both the bunk bed and the cliff. And we will also add this custom design to the other side, like the other chimney that we just built. And these little pieces I just added for me to, you know, being able to shimmy these chimneys around, I guess. Do you even call these chimneys for factories? I don't know. I feel like you probably would, but I can't tell you. And then I also wanted to incorporate some of the silos to just give it some height, again amplify that kind of chimney looking thing that I tried to do. And I'm not going to be covering the sides of this build just now. I'm not sure whether I will do that in the end, or if I'm not going to do that. I can't tell you just now. But like in the end, whenever I get closer to finishing this island, or when we add a build to the left or the right, which I might have already filmed by the time that I'm recording this voiceover, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well. So yeah, then I can't really talk too much again about it, because again, another build that I just tried to, you know, flow and come together naturally. I didn't really think while I was doing this. The only thing that I knew was that I wanted it to feel big and like really abandoned, kind of like mysterious, so you couldn't like enter this space, which is also why we're going to be playing around with some jail bars in the end. And then here you can see that where I fixed up this oops, my my headphones just dangled against my table. Where I added and fixed up this chimney looking thing. And I tried to kind of hide the harsh lines of the simple panels with like either the silo or some barrels or the utility poles, which I just can't stop using and I just love so much. And then I noticed that the cliff was showing right behind the silo, so now I'm adding something in front of it and add some more of the brick path so that we can, you know, squeeze a simple panel in there to hide the cliff, and that will help for the illusion to kind of be upheld. And this jail bar that we just put down, we're going to take these down, the jail bars that I just added to that area, because I felt like it was unnecessary and I didn't have that many, so I took them down in the end because I'm a little bit of a cheap person, so I want to, you know, save my stuff, you know, be sustainable with my resources. I guess that's not a bad thing, is it? And then I used the same exact, I forgot to mention that earlier, but I used the same exact simple panels, as you could probably already tell, that I used for the top of the cliff. And these darker ones I just kind of added by accident, and then I felt like, oh, they kind of look like doors, you know, especially like when you look at it from afar. I feel like it adds to, you know, give it some dimension, not make everything feel so flat. And yeah, just really like how that looks in the end. And I'm not sure whether I like all the steam that is coming from this factory in the end, because this is supposed to be abandoned, but you know, it just fits the factory build, so I kind of just don't care that it doesn't make sense, because it probably wouldn't be, you know, active when the end is abandoned. But maybe, you know, it's a self-sustaining factory. You know, you never know. You never know what people might have come up with earlier. I'm feeling so weird today. It has been a strange day at work. It has been rough, I'm not gonna lie. I was crying so many times during work because I was impatient for the tasks that I needed to get done today. And it's fine, you don't need to, you know, come in and be like, no, Nina, what's wrong? It's fine. It was just very overwhelming in the moment, so it might be why I seem a little bit off today. But we're gonna move on from that. I'm excited to see my grandma, which is also why there's no stream today, because it's her birthday tomorrow when I'm recording this. So I actually on stream day it will be her birthday. So yeah, I'm excited to go see some family and just spend some time with them. Really excited for that. Sorry, I just went a little bit off topic there, but it was nothing that I needed to comment on. You know, you could very well see what I was doing, or at least I hope so. I really hope that you could. And then I just extended this cliff because it will completely connect to the right of the museum that we built, so where I transformed my museum into an ancient temple, you know. Also, I feel like squeaky chairs is going at it today. Jesus Lord. And then I wasn't sure how I was, you know, going to lead into this area, so I was thinking, maybe we could, you know, actually lead people up onto this little cliff that we just built and make like a secret little path that would lead you from behind the soccer field to the building that we will build in the end. And yeah, so the next couple of minutes will be a lot of playing around with these codes and everything, and figuring out how I can kind of hide the space that we will need to leave blank and not cover in simple panels for us to, you know, in the end be able to actually climb the cliff. And we will hide that behind the bamboo tree, and I will play around with the trees, because initially I thought that you could not squeeze through the way I will do it in the end. But sorry, I had to think about how to explain it, but I couldn't, so I just decided not to explain it at all. You will see me shift around and kind of try to use the half tile spaces for this, and then I will eventually just go with my initial layout with the bamboo tree, and then behind the bamboo tree we will not have a simple panel so we can climb the cliff. But yeah, you can kind of still see it, but I think it's hidden like pretty well, so it should work. So you could see me zhuzh around these simple panels. I decided to go with these like kind of broken windows, overgrown windows. Like initially I thought maybe we could, you know, kind of mix them up and try to like make them look like windows in like a wall, but it just didn't work. They just didn't work very well together, the custom design that I wanted to use, and there were no others that I had downloaded, and at this point I kind of don't want to exchange anymore because we are almost done with this island and it wouldn't make sense for me to kind of change them out again. So I just decided to go with a full wall of these kind of window custom designs, and then I realized that I could very well squeeze through if we would just have one little space behind the tree. So I adjusted everything, and now I am kind of moving this tree and swapping it out for a bamboo tree because I just felt like it just fit a lot better. I also made sure to decorate behind these cliffs, or at least add some you know, custom design codes so that it feels a little bit more finished. And I'm not sure what's gonna go to the right side of this factory actually. I have built what's going to be on the left side actually by the time that I'm recording this, as I have said previously, I think. But I'm not sure what's gonna go to the right. Maybe like a little bit of a trash beach, because I just love adding trash everywhere. I don't know. Trash is my pride and joy. It's probably just it's where I belong. Yes. What is going on with me today? And there will be a lot of time traveling. You will see. I will now start planting some trees, and I wanted to really play with the perspective on this build. So I'm going to be planting a lot of tree sprouts. We will be implementing all kinds of trees. We will actually be using cedar trees, you know, normal hardwood trees. We will throw in a couple of bamboo trees, and we will also be implementing, I think, 1 or 2 palm trees. And I kind of wanted to, again, play with the perspective. So I was like, if you want to make it look like this was like really far away, it would probably be best to add like smaller trees around the factory. So that's exactly what I was gonna do, and we're only going to be, I don't know how to explain it, but we are going to be kind of planting the taller version, so like the larger young trees, so the large young hardwood, large young cedar, more towards the kind of viewpoint that you will be looking at the factory from. My good Lord, help me find the English language, please. No, but we will just keep adding smaller trees the further we go away from the viewpoint, if that makes sense. So in the very back we will use the smallest version of the trees, and yeah, to really make this feel even like vaster, this area, than it actually like already is. And I really like how this will turn out in the end. I just adore this, and it actually did come out exactly like very close to what I expected and hoped, so I'm really happy with it. But yeah, then we started and add these trees, and we will make this feel very, very overgrown. So we will have a bunch of weeds, we will have a bunch of flowers, a ton of shrubs actually, that I also, since this island is already almost done, you know, we don't have many shrubs left, so I had to plant all of them and time travel a lot, so that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Time traveling, definitely my favorite part of the game. But I didn't know, I honestly wouldn't know how to play this game without time traveling. It's been too long that I have done this, and there's no way turning back actually. So yeah, there you could see me add in the last couple of shrubs that I have had left on this island. And then I also added a bunch of little shrub sprouts. Are they called sprouts? I don't know. I actually don't know. I also decided to add some little like tree sprouts, seedlings, thingy-majigs that you would use, you know, to stunt trees, but actually use them for decorational purposes. So to just add another element of plant, I guess, because we have the weeds, we have the flowers, we have the shrubs, we have all the trees and tree stumps and everything. But I wanted to add another element. I didn't want it to be pumpkins, because I want this to feel like really like maybe even like not intoxicated, but something like this, you know. That's also why I left this like kind of deadland looking thing like right in front of the factory and behind the fence, to make it feel like nothing is able to grow there, because it has been intoxicated or something like that. So I felt like adding these little tree sprouts would be a nice little way to add another element without adding too much life, if that makes sense. So that is what we did. And then I played around with some of this code actually that I am in love with. Look at it. I mean, it's so pretty. I don't know, it's very pretty. I then finally could start to like properly decorate, because on top of this thing I'm not gonna do too much. I think we're actually done with the decorational thing on top of this factory, but in front of it I kind of wanted to add like some barrels, some like metal looking factory machiney looking items, I don't know. So I added a pants press, I think they're called, and like I can't remember what it's called, but like this, you see it in the back there next to the silo. Yeah, and then I decided to again cover these like harsh corners that I also covered with utility poles in like kind of at the top. So I covered these simple panels with utility poles, so I did the same thing with the jail bars to just make it feel a little bit more finished, and like it doesn't like stop so abruptly, if that makes sense. And then it was time to plant some more trees, because that's just a lot of fun, we all love planting trees without actually having some. And I also decided to add a tiny little palm tree, because I just love how that looks. It's a cute little palm tree, it's so cute. It's not going to be much longer, and then we will be time traveling and you will see the full lushness. Yes, there we are, and we will finally start to decorate this little viewpoint that we have going on. And yeah, I just really like how this looks, to be honest. We will just add, some random things, barrels, some air conditioners, just stuff like that to make it feel like maybe someone actually, tried to live there. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, and then I added like more of these custom designs to break up the metal, the roof line. Really like how green everything is, but I felt like we needed some more blue, so in the end we will just this right corner up a little bit more, I think. I'm not sure. I'm saying I think because I'm not sure what I did actually. It's been a while. It's actually, I think it's been 2 days, but it's been a while for me. I'm a grandma, Yes, there we go. We will add a blue barrel. And yeah, then we are nearing the end of this. So I just sprinkled in some more like finishing touches. I also decided to add some butterflies, which is probably not gonna go too well with this whole I hope that this looks intoxicated vibe. But we will ignore that. My loves. We will ignore that. Yes, we are done now. I'm very excited to finish this island, and I'm excited to finally be sharing this with you. But yeah, I'm going to leave you now with a montage of the finished product. If you enjoyed this mess that was today, I would very, very much appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to the channel if you would like to see some more and like to see this finished thing and island in its entire being. Was that a sentence? I absolutely don't think so. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you next time. Take care of yourself. Until then, bye-bye.